We shall never know peace, at least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out, and I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places, but because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star Game, it's going to raise some eyebrows, let's say.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend was supposed to be Angel Reese's coronation. Billboards plastered across Caitlin Clark's home turf, a shiny new sneaker with her name on it, a flashy campaign screaming, "I'm in your city." But instead of stealing the spotlight, Reese walked straight into a public relations disaster. And the worst part? Caitlin Clark didn't even play. In 2023, Angel Reese made a bold move. While many college stars dreamed of Nike or Adidas, she went with Reebok, a brand trying to claw its way back into basketball relevancy, and the moment felt big. Shaquille O'Neal was named president of basketball. Reese was one of his first major signings. She'd go on to say in interviews that she chose Reebok because of legacy, because it meant being part of a comeback story. On paper, it looked like a masterstroke, a fresh face, a disruptive voice, and a multi-million-dollar NIL deal just months removed from LSU's national title. But behind the scenes, the pressure was real. Reebok needed headlines. They needed Reese to deliver. When Angel Reese made the jump from college sensation to professional star, the world was watching. She had just finished a historic run at LSU, breaking records, racking up endorsements, and helping redefine what it meant to be a marketable women's basketball player in the social media era. Her nickname? Bayou Barbie. Her impact? Massive. So when it came time to choose a shoe brand to partner with, Reese had options: Nike, Adidas, Puma, even emerging players like Lining. But in a surprise move, she signed with Reebok, a brand that hadn't been front and center in basketball for years. The announcement wasn't just a business deal. It was a headline. Why Reebok? Angel Reese didn't pick the biggest or flashiest brand. She picked a legacy, one that's deeply tied to cultural influence and old-school street credibility. And more importantly, she picked Shaquille O'Neal, the Reebok president of basketball, as her mentor and backer. "I chose Reebok because they believed in me. They didn't just want me as a face. They wanted me to build something with them," Reese said during the signing interview. And Shaq, who'd known Angel since her high school days, echoed that sentiment. He said he saw in Reese the same boldness and personality that once made Reebok a powerhouse in the 90s and early 2000s. This wasn't a one-off endorsement. It was a strategic partnership. Angel would be Reebok's first major signing in a relaunch campaign aimed at winning back cultural relevance in basketball. And she wouldn't just wear the shoes. She'd design them, promote them, and shape the brand's future around her image. This was Reebok putting their chips on the table, betting that Angel Reese, with her charisma, confidence, and viral presence, could do what no other player had done in years: make Reebok cool again. But there was an even bigger layer to this move. This deal was part of a long game, one that would culminate in Reese getting her own signature shoe line in 2026. But before that could happen, Reebok needed a moment, a launch pad, a statement, and they saw the perfect opportunity: the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game. In Caitlin Clark's city, in front of millions, Reebok planned to make Angel Reese the moment, and they built everything around that idea. Too bad it didn't go quite the way they expected. The 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis was supposed to be a celebration of the league's future, headlined by its two biggest names, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. But behind the scenes, Reebok had bigger plans. They didn't just want Reese to attend the weekend, they wanted her to own it. The strategy? Bold and flashy. Weeks before the game, Reebok launched a full-scale promo campaign centered around Angel Reese. Billboards in downtown Indy, custom merch, social media teasers with slogans like, "The Barbie runs this court." Angel's era starts now. Built different. Built Reebok. They even teased an exclusive drop, a limited edition prototype of Angel Reese's signature Reebok sneaker designed just for All-Star Weekend. Only 500 pairs were made. Influencers got them, celebrities wore them, and fans were buzzing. The message was loud and clear. This wasn't Nike's moment. It wasn't Caitlin Clark's moment. It was Angel Reese's. And the plan looked brilliant, on paper. Reebok orchestrated a full media blitz, including a flashy pop-up shop outside the arena. They sponsored a downtown mural of Angel in a Reebok crown, with crowds lining up for photos. She was booked for every pre-game interview, every press conference, every photo op. And to top it off, Angel was given a prime halftime activation slot during the All-Star game. Not a performance, but a branded segment where she unveiled her sneaker live, shouted out her journey, and walked across the court like a superstar stepping into her own legacy. It was all carefully choreographed, it was all timed to perfection, and it was all aimed at sending one clear message to the league. Angel Reese is not just another player. She's the future of women's basketball, and she's bringing Reebok with her. But then, Caitlin Clark showed up, and the entire narrative flipped. Reebok had invested everything into making Angel Reese the face of All-Star Weekend. But what they didn't account for, what nobody could have predicted, was that Caitlin Clark would dominate the conversation just by being there. She didn't have a flashy campaign. She didn't have a sneaker drop. She didn't even play her best game. And yet, she completely stole the spotlight. From the moment Caitlin stepped onto the court during warm-ups, fans erupted. The crowd didn't just cheer, they screamed. Entire sections of Gainbridge Fieldhouse were packed with fans in Clark jerseys, many of them young girls holding homemade signs. Every time she touched the ball, deafening applause. Every time she passed, oohs and ahs rippled through the crowd. When she hit a step-back three in the first quarter, the arena exploded. Even WNBA legends courtside, like Sue Bird and Lisa Leslie, could be seen nodding in appreciation. Commentators couldn't stop talking about her poise, her vision, her star power. But it wasn't just what Caitlin did on the court, it was what she represented off it. The TV cameras kept cutting to shots of little girls beaming in Clark jerseys. Social media lit up with posts like, "I came to see Reese. I left obsessed with Clark." Caitlin Clark isn't just good, she's transcendent. She's him. End of story. Even casual viewers tuning in for the spectacle quickly noticed something. Caitlin Clark had the crowd. She had the love. She had the it factor. And while Angel Reese was out there executing Reebok's playbook with polished media moments and choreographed energy, Caitlin wasn't trying to win attention. She already had it. By halftime, the narrative had shifted. Not because of PR, not because of branding, but because fans had already made up their minds. This wasn't Angel's era just yet. It was still Caitlin's league. By the time the second half began, something was undeniably clear. This wasn't a neutral crowd anymore. It was a Caitlin Clark crowd. And Angel Reese, she felt it. Everyone felt it. Every time Caitlin so much as moved, the fans reacted. A routine pass? Applause? A free throw? Roars. Even a missed shot got cheers of encouragement. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, who was supposed to be the main event, was met with scattered applause at best and a few boos at worst. Yes, boos. At her own all-star moment, it was awkward, it was uncomfortable, and it proved exactly what the WNBA has been trying to deny. Fans are picking sides. This wasn't just a split in style or personality. This was a cultural divide, a loyalty shift. And Reese, for all her charisma and commercial deals, found herself on the wrong end of it. One viral clip from the weekend captured the moment perfectly. Caitlin Clark subbed out of the game in the third quarter. The crowd gave her a standing ovation. Angel Reese subbed in seconds later, and the applause fell flat. TikTok lit up. One user wrote, "This crowd just said the quiet part out loud." Another posted, "Angel can dance, pose, and talk. But Caitlin makes people feel something. That's the difference." Even former players commented on it. One WNBA vet tweeted, "You can't manufacture this type of love. Caitlin earned it." And that's the truth. What Reese tried to build through branding, Clark commanded through presence. No filters, no campaigns, just basketball, and a whole arena hanging on her every move. Angel Reese's team went all in on one message during the All-Star weekend. "I'm in your city." The slogan was everywhere. Billboards towering over Indianapolis streets, social media posts boasting the takeover, even jerseys and merchandise slapped with the phrase. It was meant to signal dominance, confidence, and ownership. A bold declaration that Reese was staking her claim. But in reality, it came off more like a hostile takeover. See, the problem wasn't just the message itself, it was the context. This was Caitlin Clark's city. Reese's campaign felt less like a celebration and more like an invasion. Some fans saw it as tone-deaf. Others called it aggressive or disrespectful. The phrase, "walk in your trap," only added fuel to the fire, especially since trap can carry loaded meanings depending on who you ask. And the media? They pounced. Headlines questioned if Reese was trying too hard. Social media comments criticized the campaign for lacking authenticity. Fans accused her of trying to hijack Clark's moment rather than creating her own. Even on Reese's own Instagram, the backlash was clear. A viral comment summed it up: "You don't take over a city that already has a queen. This ain't your trap." Reese did post a follow-up shout-out. "This was the most fun I've had in a while because of the players." But many read the all-caps "players" as a subtle jab at the critics and fans, further stirring controversy. In short, what was supposed to be a confident move looked more like desperation, an attempt to seize a crown that wasn't hers, at least not yet. And that kind of misstep? It doesn't just lose fans, it costs credibility. All the flashy campaigns and sneaker drops couldn't mask a hard truth. Without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA struggles to fill seats and capture attention. The numbers don't lie. The 2024 All-Star Game with Clark on the court drew a staggering 3.44 million viewers, a record for the league and a milestone that sent shockwaves through sports media. But in 2025, with Clark sidelined by injury, the viewership plummeted to just 2.19 million, a staggering 36% drop in fans tuning in. And this happened in Indianapolis, Clark's own backyard, a city handpicked to capitalize on her star power. Ticket sales mirrored the decline. Prices dropped almost 48%, from an average of $121 down to just $64. Where fans had once clamored to be part of the event, many stayed home. This wasn't just a dip, it was a wake-up call. Angel Reese's star power wasn't strong enough to offset the loss of the league's biggest draw. No amount of billboards, slogans, or Reebok ads could replace the excitement Clark brought every time she played. WNBA executives scrambled to spin the numbers, pointing to other events like the three-point contest and skills challenge as signs of growth. But even those figures were largely buoyed by residual interest in Clark, the so-called Clark aftershock. The message? The WNBA's future and its present rides heavily on Caitlin Clark. And if the league wants to grow, it needs more than just hype around new faces. It needs authentic stars who can move the needle. Caitlin Clark's success isn't built on flashy marketing or aggressive campaigns. It's built on authenticity. Her fans don't just watch her play, they live her journey. Clark's rise has been organic. Years of highlight reel plays, clutch moments, and relatable interviews have forged a deep bond with fans. Her loyalty isn't bought, it's earned. That's why when she launches a shoe, it sells out in minutes. It's why her $28 million Nike deal wasn't just a paycheck. It was a vote of confidence in a once-in-a-generation talent. Experts predict her upcoming signature sneaker line could generate $100 to $150 million in revenue, a figure grounded not in hype, but in data. Packed arenas, skyrocketing TV ratings, and an engaged, passionate fan base. Angel Reese's Reebok launch? It didn't come close. Despite the hype and money behind it, the Angel Reese 1 release barely made a ripple. The excitement felt forced, the response muted. Reese tried to shortcut the path to stardom by leaning on Clark's fame. But star power isn't something you borrow, it's something you build. And Clark's foundation is rock solid. The lesson? You can't manufacture genuine fandom. You can't fake influence, and you certainly can't buy your way to the top by standing in someone else's spotlight. The 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend was meant to be Angel Reese's breakout moment, a chance to shine on her own terms, launch a signature shoe, and claim her place in the league's future. Instead, it exposed a crucial truth. Authentic star power can't be rushed, bought, or borrowed. Caitlin Clark didn't need the flashiest ads or the boldest slogans. She commands attention because she's earned it, play by play, moment by moment. Fans don't just follow Clark, they believe in her. Angel Reese's ambitious campaign and the resulting backlash showed the dangers of trying to force relevance without that foundation. It was a lesson in timing, authenticity, and the power of genuine connection. For the WNBA, the message is clear. The league's growth depends on cultivating real stars like Caitlin Clark, players who inspire, engage, and move the needle in ways no marketing campaign can replicate. And for Angel Reese, there's still time to build her legacy, but it won't come from imitating someone else's shine. It will come from finding her own path, her own voice and earning her own place in fans' hearts. Because at the end of the day, you don't win by trying to replace the star. You win by becoming one. If you're riding with CC, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss what happens next. And drop a comment below. Baby goat or baby giraffe? Let's hear your take.